This is the Mi 10T in a day's worth of real-world use. I am a university student and I'll be on a date with this phone. Starting the day off at 6:30 in the morning, the phone was at 100% charge. I made myself some breakfast, got dressed and left to catch a bus. All while watching YouTube videos on the phone. In about 1 hour, the phone's battery dropped to 96%. Off to a really good start. The bus ride to my university takes about an hour. This is where I missed the headphone jack the most. Luckily, I had a pair of wireless earphones with me, and after listening to music during the bus ride, the phone's battery barely dropped even 1%. I did take a couple of classes, but most of my time was spent in the library, taking notes or playing video games. All on the phone's cellular data. The phone was made for 5G, but that's not available in my area, so I was stuck with 4G. In my free time, I was watching random videos on YouTube, and I got back home at around 7 p.m. The phone was still at around 30% charge, and now let me sum up my experience for you. Firstly, let's get all of my fears out of the way. The main fear being the hefty design of this phone. The first time I was using this phone, it felt so heavy that it was almost a deal breaker for me. But after a while, I got used to it, and at some point, I completely forgot about it. Secondly, the missing headphone jack. I have always had phones that came with a headphone jack, so I was used to the wired life. But after using the Galaxy Buds with this phone, I will not be going back to the wires. Now let's talk about all the good stuff about this phone. The battery. 5000 mAh with 33 watts of fast charging. After a day's worth of use, I still had around 35% battery left. Next, the display on this phone. It's amazing. Wide aspect ratio, HDR, a small hole punch in the top left corner, 144 Hz. The content consumption is heavenly. Moving on, the camera is really good, and that's about all you'll notice using this phone in your daily life as well. In the end, the decision of getting this phone is, like any other decision in life, not simple. The phone has a lot to offer, but there would always be deal breakers for a select few people, and others might find a phone that does exactly what they need, but better. If you think this phone does what you need and the way you need it to, then you will not regret buying this phone. This is the Lazy Reviewers. Like the video if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, the dislike button is for you. Tell us about what devices you'd like to see in the future. And thanks for watching, and subscribe for more to the point unboxings, reviews, and much more.